What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a new interview from Bloody Disgusting, a phenomenal interview with the directors of Scream. And it talks about the trailer, and it talks about a lot of the misdirection, a lot of the, false flags, red herrings, a lot of the stuff that we have talked about, and we will continue to talk about. I've made many videos, some of which you guys have not even seen yet, and in a lot of those, I do call out that I don't think things are exactly how they seem. So let's go over, I believe, some of the key quotes, okay, or some of the key things that were talked about in this trailer, and then I'll go over my, opinions on them. When asked if it's safe to assume that the trailer includes important plot details as well as significant misdirections, he answers, "This is a very safe assumption. This was a hard trailer for marketing to put together." And I think one of the things we're happy with is that anything that you might think is a spoiler in this, there's a good chance you're wrong. There are misdirects within the movie. There are misdirects within the trailer. For us, that's just the fun of the whole thing to make this a big whodunit. Spoilers suck, but the fun as fans is to talk about who might be the killer, then go through it forensically to try to find out and see if you win the game, basically. Very, very true. I can say that every corner of this movie, during the making of it, we've been very aware of how to service fans, where the misdirects are happening, and the path that we want to lead people down. Obviously, without spoiling the movie, we can certainly say that the trailer is definitely doing that dance. Part of what we love about the Scream movies and what we love about the Scream fandom is just how deep people watch these movies. We think some of the fun of this experience is this forensic watching of things and trying to figure out who the killer is. It's all part of what's so unique and so special about this franchise. As deep, deep fans of the original four, we took pains to populate the world of this movie, and certainly the materials with as many fun nods and Easter eggs and misdirects as possible. I'll add, too, that one of the things we love about the original four, and of course the script that Jamie and Guy wrote, is that there's a level of meta sophistication to what these movies are. They're so aware of what you, as an audience member, are probably aware of going into the experience. So it's the job of the story to flip those expectations upside down as many times as possible, and it's begun. Now that these materials are out in the world and the process has started, and it's been exciting to see people's reactions. And they talk about Ghostface, about him being terrifying. That's 100% the goal. That was our goal with Ghostface here. Let's make Ghostface as scary as we possibly can, because it's one of the things that we love so much about the original. Even though it can be goofy sometimes, or close to being goofy, we were focused on how you balance that so it's true to Ghostface, but also as scary as possible. They also say this is the tip of a very, very large iceberg, a very, very deceptive iceberg. The marketing campaign is just kicking off, and we're very excited for all the materials that will flow out over the next 3 months leading up to the release. This is just a taste. It shows you the heart of the movie without showing you too much of what happens. That's exactly what we're going for. We want people to lean in, but we don't want the movie to be ruined. We want them to enjoy every minute of it and discover what's going on and who's who in the theater. And then they talk about how they love to see people's reactions online and all that stuff. So I love it. I love it. I think, well, the number one thing that just keeps coming across that I do want to focus on early and fast and first is the fact that it's like fan servicey. Now, that's become such a negative thing in the media, and I hate the media for the large. Like, I cover a lot of games, so I despise gaming journalists, but I hate media, I think, just overall, because one of the things I think we've seen more recently is this push against fan service, that you shouldn't service the fans in your film. Well, let me just update people real quick. Fans are the reason these things exist. Now, am I saying that literally the entire movie is just like wink, wink, nod, nod to every single scene, and like you have to make every part of the movie for the fans? No, there's no innovation there. There's no pushing it for, like, there needs to be some originality. In fact, one of the main things I've talked about with this movie is I don't want it to just be Scream, again, like in episode 7 of Star Wars to episode 4. I don't want that. But at the same time, if the movie just like laughs at you and say, hey, you like Scream? This is called Scream? Well, we're not going to make it Scream. We're going to make it like that's insulting. That's actually insulting the fans. And for some reason, media specifically, these New York Times and Washington Post, these people that are losers and nobody actually reads them, they for some reason think that movies should do that they should actually look down on fans, should actually punch down to fans, and it's insulting, in my opinion. That's why I hate all of it. So, again, it's a smaller thing. It doesn't have to do with, I guess, the larger picture of the interview, but I am very, very happy that, we get these directors that know that they're there because of us, they're there because of Wes Craven and the original cast and the original movie, and then, subsequently the other ones, and that were the reasons why these movies exist, because without us, they're nothing. And that's the case with everything. They just don't get that. So very happy to see. And they've said this stuff before, by the way, but just the way they put it here was a little bit different. Going backwards again to the Ghostface part really fast. Awesome. I get exactly where they're coming from. Now, I won't say too much, but my daughter was watching a little bit of Scream 2 with me. I did not force it on her. She actually came into the room. I had left the room. She came into the room to watch some of it, and she laughed at some of the Ghostface scenes because she thought it was funny. Scream 2 specifically, when Mrs. Loomis is throwing like the chair in like the sound booth that Gail is in, the car when Mickey was driving in the car and he got knocked out. Now, I didn't necessarily think it was funny, but she did, and I got a good laugh out of that. So I get what they're saying. Ghostface has always been, I mean, it can be very menacing. In fact, even that, the Gale chase in Scream 2, right? There are moments in that chase where it is downright horror. Like, it's one of the better, chase hiding sequences in the entire franchise. It's incredible. But also, you can get goofy, like Ghostface can. So, Scream 4, I think, ratcheted up the, the blood and just how gritty, he can actually be, and, how serious it can actually get. But, you have to have that goofiness factor, I think, as well. That's what makes Stu, I think, specifically Stu, such a, just somebody that everybody loves so much and still loves to this day. So, again, I think they get the overall picture. And then finally, obviously the biggest part of it was the spoiler stuff. Now, I think we can figure that out. Now, here's the thing, and again, I said this in videos that may or may not even be up. When I'm talking, and when I have talked in past videos about like characters dying and stuff, there were some people that I guess maybe took it the wrong way or didn't exactly like the way I put it. Here's one thing I will say, though. I believe them. I think there are numerous misdirections. Do I think they actually showed the death of Tara, Vince, and Chad, and even Mindy? No, I don't necessarily think that. Now, here's the deal, though. Are some of them going to die? Yes. To me, that's my biggest point. I actually really like it, and the more I've watched the trailer, I really love it more and more every time, because it shows us a lot. And upon initial viewing, I still maybe do think it shows too much, but in reality, it shows you a bunch, but we know they're lying to us. That's awesome. Because it's weird. Normally, you probably wouldn't want that, but in this case, you would. You want them to lie because you don't obviously want to see this stuff happening. But again, there are what seems to be numerous misdirections going on throughout the movie. One of the easier ones I think a lot of people easily, spotted was "Hello, Sydney, it's an honor." And I said it. I know other people said it. And I think, from a leaker online, it was basically confirmed. Those are two separate lines. He doesn't say that, that's not one sentence, to Sydney. And in fact, if you listen very closely, "Hello, Sydney" really sounds like the first movie. Now, I don't know if it's like a flashback or he just literally sounds the same when he's saying it to her. And then the "it's an honor" sounds very like gargly. I don't even know if that's a word, but like it sounds like, and we know, as I've said before, like Ghostface has the machine kind of piece, like Darth Vader, on him where he can speak directly to you, like in person. He says a couple things in the trailer where it's like, one of the times it's with Tara, but the one with Sydney where it's an honor. That one sounds just so different that I feel like that one is in person. He's and it doesn't have to be to Sydney. He's saying it's an honor to somebody, but I think he's saying it in person to them. But that's just a good example. That's just one example, right? Of clearly those are two different lines. I thought it was pretty obvious. I'm sure other people did too. And it's like, well, obviously that's a little bit of misdirection. And again, do I think they actually would show, like the death of Chad? Like, and now, do we really care about Chad all that much? Let's take a deep breath and really think about this. No, we don't know who Chad is. We don't even know if he's a good character. But like, would they show a death on the trailer? It doesn't seem like it. Based off what they say, they sound very smart. They've always sounded smart. They know what they're doing. Again, based off of their words, at least, right? And I think they, based off even what they said, right, that they have like a 3-month plan that they're going to give us stuff, but I mean, it's going to be just filled with misdirection. So that's awesome. To me, that's the way you have to do it. This entire movie rests on the mystery, and if the mystery is ruined, now there's going to be people online that ruin it, but if it's ruined, then it's over. Then you go into the movie and you're gonna see it differently. Now, I will say there is a difference between reading a spoiler and seeing a spoiler. Like, just being able to experience it in front of your own eyes is different than reading it on a piece of paper. That is just, in my opinion, factually true. But knowing it's going to happen, or knowing something's going to happen, will change your perception of the movie. I really don't think there's any way, versus if you go in not know. Now, again, like, I'm not one that, I've read leaks, I've read rumors, I like reading things on games, on movies. It's fun to me, but I also, I don't want to get too far into it. I don't want Scream spoiled for me. So I really like their attitude, basically. Their attitude is very good. They've always seemed like smart people. They seem like they know what they're doing. So let me know what you guys think about the interview. Let me know what you guys think about the trailer. Now that we know, like, for sure, it's just riddled with lies, let me know. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. All my social media is in the description below if you guys want to check it out. My Twitter, my second channel. We also have a Patreon and YouTube memberships down there. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.